What are some things that we're really watching at training camp? Mary Kay, get us started.
Well, I know we all want to watch Baker, but specifically, I want to see Baker to Odell. I want to see what that connection is going to look like this summer. Last summer, we really didn't get to see those guys practice together very much. Odell wasn't healthy, and he barely practiced in training camp. Now he's coming off the core muscle surgery. He looks like he's in fantastic shape. We know the kind of shape that Baker is in. I want to see if these two guys are going to connect better than they did last year. 4 touchdown catches for Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, that is just not going to cut it. I think they need to be in double-digit touchdowns together. If they're doing that, I think these guys are in the playoffs. It's one of the things I can't wait to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, for me, it's a position we've all gotten sick of talking about in the offseason, but it is also this position I'm most excited to see on the defensive side of the ball, and it's the linebacker room. I'm really intrigued to see what the type of player Jacob Phillips can be. I think he's going to get asked to play early. He'll definitely make an impact on special teams, but if he's out there as a 60% snap guy, even a potential starter, he is going to be asked to do a lot, but I think he has the athleticism to do that.
I can't wait to see what Jed Wills can do at left tackle. Now think about this, you guys. Jedrick Wills should have known in May what the speed of the game was going to be like. And of course, he played at a high level in college, so he's not going to be, in awe completely of a Myles Garrett. But the things that they're doing right now are things that they normally would have been doing back in May. So for the very first time, he's going to see when we are out there on Friday, as you're listening to this, it will be today, on Friday, will be the very first time he will be going up against Myles Garrett in practice. I'm assuming they're going to go ones versus ones like that. I kind of think they have to. You can't mess around with all the different combinations. You've got to get iron sharpening iron, as they like to say.
And I just want to come away from this training camp blown away by Myles Garrett. I want to come away. It doesn't have to be every practice because every practice is different, but I just want to come away from this camp and I want to say, all right, Myles Garrett is ready to have that next level breakout year. He's coming off the suspension. He wants to prove, like you said, Mary Kay's got the chip on his shoulder. He just signed a big contract. He's one of the highest paid defensive players in football. He was the highest paid defensive player in football for about 2 weeks until Joey Bosa beat him out. But he's making a ton of money, wants to prove a bunch of people wrong. And that's what I want to see this camp look like for Myles Garrett. I know that for a guy like that who's going into year 4, it doesn't matter quite as much. But I just want to walk away from this camp thinking, all right, I came into this thinking Myles Garrett's going to have a huge year, and now I'm leaving camp thinking, yeah, he's going to have an absolutely enormous year.
What are they going to be doing with Kareem Hunt? I mean, can you just not wait for that? We did not see him at all in training camp last year. We did actually see him in training camp, but we didn't see him the first 8 games of the season. So training camp was a little weird for him. I mean, he had to run through some drills and things like that, but they weren't getting him ready to play the first half of the season. Now we are going to have a glimpse, a little window into what the role is going to be for Kareem Hunt. And I think we have some pretty good ideas. I think we know that in order to get Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on the field together, you're going to have to be creative with Kareem Hunt. You're going to have to line him up in different spots and do different things with him. And I think he's up for that. I think he can do all of those things, and I think he can do many of them really, really well.
What I do think matters is how Kevin Stefanski rolls out personnel in camp. I think it's something to track. These coaches aren't going to show their whole hands during training camp, of course, but if he's consistently mixing up 3 tight ends and then going to 11 and then into 21 and 12, it's going to be interesting to see. So tracking how many tight ends are always on the field, how many backs, to try to get a key on some of Stefanski's tendencies and just the reps that he wants to practice and the groupings he likes out there is going to be fascinating to follow because that's what this team wants to be. They want to be versatile.